Alright, it's going to be a video, it's going to be a little bit different than some of my usual ones. As it's Halloween and, I think most of us, kind of love this time of year. I'm going to do my favourite 70's horror films. There's something about that decade. I love, I love horror films in general. But the 70's, I think, produced the most kind of atmospheric and probably most memorable horror films. There's still some kind of touching on the early 80s. Stuff like the Entity and Poltergeist and a few others. But I think on the whole, and in the late 60s as well. But I think the 70s are probably like the most kind of atmospheric. And I've kind of got a big list actually. So I'm gonna talk through kind of the most obvious ones at first. I'm probably gonna start with the most obvious. It's The Exorcist. I know it's kind of I hope it's not a cliche, but it is truthfully I think it is one of the. Like I see some people mention The Shining and stuff, but I think The Exorcist is probably the greatest horror film of all time, in my opinion. That's as I said, this is all about my opinion as well. Look, if you don't like some of these films, by all means, don't watch them. But these are my kind of choices. Halloween. There's not much. The most obvious ones, you know yourselves how good they are. I'll talk more about the films that are probably lesser known. The Omen with that amazing cover art. The Omen is probably one of my top 3 favourite horror films. I think with the acting, I think the death of David Warner in this. As I said, I'm sorry if I spoiled some of you there, but you've probably seen it. It's probably one of my favourite all-time deaths, and I've got many favourite deaths, but that's probably, I think, one of the most kind of effective deaths. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when this got released, I think, was it about 98, 99, was it about 90? It was around that time, wasn't it, when it got re-released again? I think Dolphin Video released it in over here, and when I got it, and I'd never seen. I was in my early teens when I saw it. It just blew me away. That's the scene when Leatherface pulls back the door and just hammers that guy in the forehead, and then just kind of slams the door after he drags his body in. That scene is so amazing. It's a brilliant film. Right, okay, here can watch some more kind of the obvious kind of stuff. First Phantasm. Big fan of the second one, as I think the second one was done a fair bit after. The first Phantasm is absolutely brilliant, atmospheric. The ending is brilliant. Angus Scrimm's great, and it's a great film. Really deserving of all kind of acclaim. Right, what else do we have? Right, these are probably some of the more kind of, there's a mixed bag here. Right, although I like Vault of Horror, this edition's kind of cut. Tales from the Crypt is probably one of my favourite anthologies. My favourite story on this is the Peter Cushing one. I think his wife died a year before, so the story is he lives in kind of a well-to-do neighbourhood, but I think he's a dustbin man, refuse kind of collector, and this father and son want him out of the neighbourhood, and they'll do nothing. They'll stop at all. They won't stop at any cost to have him rid of him. And the way it plays out, I tell you, the guy who plays the son in that is such a fucking little shit, but it's an amazing story. It's one of my all-time favourite stories. And I'm a big fan as well of the final story with Patrick McGee, in the Blind Home. That's a really good one. As I said, that one's a bit cool. I do like Vault of Horror as well, but I prefer Tales from the Crypt. Absolutely love this film. Death Dream. Bob Clark. This is it's a great film. It's so atmospheric. Mother and father, I think their son's been over in Vietnam. He gets killed over in Vietnam, and they basically wish for him to kind of come back. And one night he does return home, and you just know there's something not quite right about him. Really atmospheric, really great film. If you haven't seen that, that's brilliant. This is I think first of the Argentos I'm going to have in Deep Red. Really like this film. One particular scene, I don't really want to spoil it. You'll know if you see the scene. Some people might laugh at the scene, but I think it's kind of, a fan of dolls, I'll say it, but it's it's very atmospheric, that scene. It's brilliant. I don't want to, as I said, I don't want to spoil things too much. No, I just want to check if this is the 1970s, right? Yes, it's 71. This BFI release has done a great release of it as well. The Devils, Ken Russell. Probably kind of more kind of exploitation maybe than horror, but I really love it. The ending is absolutely nightmarish. It's a brilliant film. Right, this is another. These are all favourites. I mean, this is a fantastic film. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Probably top 3 best TV movies. A couple move into this massive kind of old house, and basically there are creatures living in there, small creatures. I still think the creatures stand the test of time. The remake's alright, but it would never get the kind of the creepiness of this. You know, I'm not a massive fan of remakes anyway, but if you're going to get an edition, get this one. Don't get the first Warner Archive release because the picture quality wasn't that good. Get that special edition. That's a brilliant film. I absolutely love that film. Another horror anthology, Peter Cushing as well. Peter Cushing, in my opinion, doesn't get the respect kind of he deserves as an actor. I know he's kind of as like a horror icon, but he was a hell of a good actor. From Beyond the Grave. This is again, this is another favourite anthology. I think you all remember this. Peter Cushing kind of owns like kind of decrepit kind of antique store, and he gets various kind of people coming in inside of his shop, and each one of the guests bar one they either kind of steal something or try to fuck him over in some way, and basically it kind of affects them with whatever object they buy. It's so good. It's really great film. Probably my favourite. I love the Mirror Story with David Warner. Probably my favourite story is Ian Ogilvy. You know, The Mirror. No, not The Mirror. The Door. And yeah, that's a great horror anthology. That's truly great. Right, I'm picking. No, I'm trying to remember that. Right, the Tigan Collection. What I picked up in here, obviously, because Witchfinder General was 68, so I won't have that. But what I will have, I think it is 1970. Blood on Satan's Claw. I think if you're a fan of Wicker Man, which I really should have Wicker Man in there. Wicker Man's up there with the box set. I'll put that in here because you know I do like the Wicker Man. But I think Blood on Satan's Claw definitely influenced the Wicker Man. Basically, kind of. I think it's set in mid 17th century England. I think it's set in the West Country, and basically a farmer. He's working the field and he finds like a sort of like hairy kind of body parts, and basically it's some kind of some sort of demon, and it's affecting the youth in the area to kind of commit kind of sacrifice. The ending is so brilliant as well. I absolutely love the ending. The music is really creepy, and the cinematography. It's a really good film. That honestly, I would thoroughly recommend. If you like Wicker Man and Witchfinder General. It's kind of got that kind of vibe to it. You know, if you have seen it. Right, now there's 2 on the Amicus box set. Now, I'm trying to think myself. Now, definitely Asylum. Asylum is another horror anthology. Again, one of my favourite stories, Peter Cushing, with the guy, he works in an old kind of fashion men's store, the kind of men's shop, you know, making suits, and he comes in one day, Peter Cushing says, will you make me this suit? And if you remember, it's for his dead son. No. You see, there was another. I'm trying to remember because there's another. Could be on the Tigan box set. Yeah, I'm thinking of something else actually. Yeah, but the Asylum one is absolutely great as well. The Herbert Lom story at the end with the little dolls. Has been absolute pieces. It's really good. Yeah, but yeah, that's very good. See, I'm trying to think actually because there was something else on this. No, I'll remember it in a minute. There's a film I should have in this list that just totally took me unawares. Right, the other. This is I think this is around 74, 75. Creepy film. I don't really want to reveal too much. I think it's set during the Depression in the United States, in the rural community. Is it up in Connecticut? Very creepy. The ending of this is one of those endings where you're like, it's makes you feel very uneasy. It's this doesn't really get talked about, but this is a hell of a good film. Let's try to go through these a bit more quicker now. We've got a Cronenberg film, The Brood. Oh Christ, this is very, very atmospheric. Oh, God, some of the scenes in this. I mean, if this doesn't creep you out, I'll be very surprised. The first time you see one of those, I can't reveal too much about it, but let's just say the scene in the kitchen, scene in the bedroom, the ending, scene in the nursery. My God, the scene in the nursery in this. But this is a hell of a good film. Oliver Reed is very good in that. But this is a bootleg, terrible cover as well. I got this off somebody from I can't remember where. But A Cold Night's Death. This is 1973. Stars Eli Wallach and Robert Culp, the two scientists working at a polar ice station, and it's something's going to happen there. There's been a death, and they're wondering what's gone on. It's very, very short, but very, very creepy. I could see like maybe Warner Archive releasing this. That is very good if you can pick your hand get that. Right, another Bob Clark one, Black Christmas. Really, really great slasher film. I think this is 74. Saw this many, many years ago, coincidentally on Christmas, when I was about 9 or 10, in the early hours. Kind of scared the shit out of me when I first saw it. But really good, creepy, original. You know, that's it's a very, very good film. Right, this is Dan Curtis Macabre Collection, Dead of Night. Now, the first two stories are kind of not so great, but the last one about Bobby, if you've seen Death Dream, it's a lot like that story, and the final image, fucking hell, it's absolutely horrible. The kid is, though, as I said, the kid is about, I think, 9 or 10. He's not like in Death Dream with the guy being in his early 20s, but it's creepy. Basically comes back one night to terrorise his mother. Really creepy, really, really good. Right, this is getting a release next year, which I'm really happy about, as I'm sure everyone knows. Scream Factory releasing it. It's Town of Dreaded Sundown. Really, really good film. It's not really kind of like a conventional kind of slasher. It's kind of got its own kind of style about it. I mean, some people are not like that, but I do. I think it's a very good film. Let's have a look at it. Right, I think everyone would have this. Everyone would have seen this. Trilogy of Terror. I mean, easy to stand out story. And this is the about the Zuni fetish doll, Karen Black. It's fair play. Karen Black is absolutely mental in this. But the final story is that's fantastic. It's really, really good. Right, I'm just trying to. I've actually quite a lot here. Prophecy about kind of the giant mutated bear. It's a shame, man. It was never kind of maybe R-rated. You could tell the violence would be quite good in it, but yeah, it's very, very good. Magic for Anthony Hopkins, the ventriloquist dummy. One scene when he's having an argument with the ventriloquist dummy is absolutely amazing in this. It's a very, very good creepy film. It's Attenborough as well, and his direction is amazing. Manitou, Indian spirit possessing some woman. Worth it alone. It's kind of funny, daft, funny. Worth it for this old woman being possessed and falling down a flight of stairs. That's like a good laugh one. That is. I mean, you won't get scared of watching that. I very much doubt it. Murder by the Cree, really, really good. See Bob Clark as well. Again, really, really good. Christopher Plummer, James Mason, playing Holmes and Watson, going up against Jack the Ripper. Really, really good. I think if you like From Hell, you'll like that, but this is a lot more intelligent than From Hell. Reign of Fire, Kirk Douglas, his son, Simon Ward, his son of the, is basically the Antichrist, and he's trying to stop him. There's an absolutely amazing head decapitation with a helicopter in this. Very, very good. It's also known as Holocaust 2000, is it? Raw Meat, really good one. Donald Pleasant. There's a couple underground. The woman's since expired. They're basically both cannibals. The guy basically just keeps saying mind the doors. He can't speak a word of English. That's very, very good. Deranged. Some people are probably not a massive fan. I am. I really like this film. I think Robert Sparsom does a good job in it. This is fully uncut as well, this edition. Rituals. Hal Holbrook. Kind of like a backwards kind of kind of survival kind of film. Really good, really creepy. The ending is really good as well. The print on this isn't the best print, but it's code red, so what would you expect from them? Race with the Devil, amazing film. Kind of in that sort of mid-70s sort of kind of satanic kind of thing kind of happening with a lot of the films. They witness a satanic sacrifice and they're being pursued across America. The ending is just absolutely nightmarish. Devil's Reign, William Shatner going up against Ernest Borgnine. He leads a sort of a satanic cult. It's amazing. The ending is absolutely brilliant at that. Eaten Alive, Toby Hooper, Neville Brand, owns a hotel, the crocodile surrounding it in the lake outside. It's brilliant. It's very, very entertaining. Right, what should I go with this? Haunting the Julius is a bootleg. This is a French edition as well because it's widescreen. Creepy film, Mia Farrow, really, I'd recommend that if you can pick that up, it's quite creepy. Suspiria, great film, amazing soundtrack. Goes off a little bit near the end in my opinion, but the early parts are very, very creepy, very atmospheric. The Pack, dogs that have been left by their owners have formed one big sort of pack and they go around terrorising people. Joe Don Baker's got to stop them. Scene in the house at the end is excellent, really good. Sentinel, Michael Winner, really, I like this film. Creepy. There's one scene that really, real great jump moment. You'll know what it is when you see it. As I said, I don't want to spoil things. Salem's Lot, not much like the book, but I think they've done a hell of a good job. James Mason's great in it. So is David Soul. He's acting when Mrs. Glick is about to come alive again. He's absolutely brilliant. The Fury, absolutely brilliant film. The ending has one of the best deaths you'll ever see in a film. Don't want to tell you who it is, but it's an excellent. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, brilliant film. Nightmarish ending, absolutely brilliant. And the last, I think I know I've missed a few out, but look, I've tried my best. So I'm sure if anyone's got any suggestions, please tell me underneath. Last one, my favourite film of the 70s, up there with the best. It doesn't really get spoke about too much. Is The Changeling, George C. Scott. I still say the scene in the séance in this is absolutely brilliant, creepy as hell. It's a brilliant film. I would thoroughly recommend that film. It's one of the best, truthfully, really one of the best. Yeah, and that is the end. There was one other film, and I'm kind of pissed off I forgot about it, but it's, yeah, as I said, that's the end. I'm sorry the video's gone so long, but, you know, definitely check out most of these films because they are all worth seeing. So, yeah, that is the end of the video. I'll be back with an update kind of soon, but, you know, everyone, you know, have a good Halloween and that. And yeah, I'll be back with another video in a few weeks, so cheers.